Hello, good day. This is Kaipacha with the weekly Pele Report. Not exactly sure where I am. This is outside of, I think it's Apeldoorn, Holland. Off to Greece this afternoon, trying to get this report done. Today is October 28th of 2014. This is Astrology for the Soul. I'm going to just be looking at the astrological aspects that are going on these days, starting with the moon. The moon's in the sign of Aquarius. I mean, it's in the sign of Capricorn right now. It's conjunct Mars in Capricorn. Might be feeling a little ambitious, a little drive, a little energy today to get out there and get something done. Moon, Mars in Capricorn coming around to Pluto. Mars is going to be conjunct Pluto here for a couple of weeks, so we can just kind of get used to, you know, some powerful energy going on there. And then on Thursday, the moon goes into Aquarius and comes into our first quarter square moon. You saw that chart at the beginning, yes, of the sun square moon. Sun's in Scorpio with Venus over there. And then the moon comes around and squares it. And then on Saturday, she moves into Pisces. And on Monday, she moves into Aries. So that's our moon. We've still got the sun moving along with Venus conjunction. It's nice. We had that Sun-Venus conjunction. I talked, you know, a few weeks ago about when Venus is conjunct the sun, you can't see her. She's in the underworld. Well, she's hit rock bottom right at that solar eclipse, and now she's on her way back up. Tying her in with that story of Inanna, who goes through the 7 gates down into the bowels of hell and meets her sister Ereshkigal, hung on a meat hook, skewered, complete annihilation of her old self. And then she returns, she rises. So she's now returning, rising back up through those 7 gates, and she will return renewed, a new powerful feminine energy. Besides that, we still have Mercury conjunct the north node of the moon over there in Libra. Thank God it's gone direct last weekend. And Jupiter is still in square to Saturn. Not exact, doesn't really get to be exact, but it is within what we call an orb. It's close enough, like 3 degrees. Really, it's at a 3 degrees square from October 20th to November 10th. And then Jupiter goes retrograde, and Saturn keeps going direct. And they don't really come back into square until August 1st of 2015, when Jupiter comes back and they have a square in late Leo, late Scorpio. So there's a connection. You may be starting things now that are going to, you know, come around, back around into fruition in August. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. I don't know, I could just walk and talk through this whole thing. I don't see any place to stop. Now let me give you the rest of the aspects anyway. You know, besides that, what else have we got? You know, the moon comes around and Mercury's, Mercury's conjunct the node. But the main thing really that I wanted to bring up today was how the sun and Venus are moving along through Scorpio, and they are in trine to Neptune and Chiron over there in Pisces. And this is something special that I would like to discuss with you. So I will find, I'll find some place over here in the forest to look at you while I talk and get back to you. Well, all right, here I am. I feel a little bit like a gnome, kind of like down in a little place here to get out of the wind. I hope you can hear me. It's just kind of windy all over the place here. But it's nice to hunker down a little bit and get close to Mother Earth. In thinking about what I'd like to share today, I'd like to share some of the an experience that I had with this last workshop right here in Holland. It was a very powerful constellation workshop where we had people, individual people, feel, channel the planetary energies. In a circle, we created a container, a sacred space, and in that, in family constellations, you know, they refer to the morphogenetic field. And within that field, all the aspects or parts of the field are reflective of the whole. So people came in, and we had a Mars and a Sun and a Jupiter, and it was and we wanted to do the constellation of the energies as they are right now, and to just feel. Is Mars facing Venus, turning away from Venus, you know, comfortable sitting down, standing up, you know, does Neptune want to come in or out, and where are the moon's nodes and all that? It's a very fascinating you know, way of working with astrology. And so we did this, and it was very got a lot of revelation there, because there was so much moving around, so much change. Like all of the planets couldn't quite fit and feel comfortable or at home or get their right connection with, you know, with each other. There was kind of a chaotic, unsettled feeling within the field until Gaia, Earth. We brought in Mother Earth. And when Mother Earth came in to the field, it was magical. All of a sudden, all these energies that were chaotic and unsettled, which represent and symbolize different, you know, what I call them psycho-spiritual functions. Mercury, the way we think. Mars, our desires. Yes, you know, Jupiter, our beliefs. All of these, you know, aspects of ourselves were kind of like flip-flopping around all over the place until the great Mother Earth came in, and they had a reference point. And I look at this, as reflecting this time period now, and I find it very telling that the Pluto is in Capricorn, and in evolutionary astrology, it's the Pluto polarity point, which is Cancer. We also have the south node of Pluto in Capricorn, with the north node of Pluto in Cancer for everyone who's alive on planet Earth right now. It's been there for ages. It's going to stay there for, you know, many more years. Yeah. Our evolutionary path is this movement from Capricorn towards Cancer at this particular time. And now Mars is moving in. Mars is on the cusp of Capricorn, and now it's in Capricorn. It's coming around to Pluto. This is the masculine desire, need for financial, physical control, security. In the old days of astrology, Mars was exalted in Capricorn because it was a patriarchy, and it meant accomplishment and control of the outside world and mastering, yes, this Mother Earth, and gaining a sense of security, yes, in dominating and controlling the outside world of Mother Nature. Now we have, of course, that was, you know, this was also right during the solar eclipse, right? But now it's interesting to have this Sun-Venus, very powerful, moving through Scorpio, coming into this trine to Neptune and Chiron in Pisces. Now this is so feminine, so watery, so feeling, so spiritual, so intuitive. It's just this beautiful dance between the masculine and the feminine that can be had right now. And it just kind of, you know, it just kind of brings up, yeah, for me, that this connection with spirit, Neptune in Pisces, Chiron in Pisces, is this healing of that illusionary wound, or that feeling of separation, being separate from spirit, from the divine, from the infinite, from source. We can be healing. We need to be healing. And the way that that healing occurs is through this connection with Mother Earth. It's through this reconnecting with the power of the feminine. And this brings me into this whole rebalancing that I've talked about in so many reports and so many talks. I'm going to try to get some of these talks up online on my website. Because this is this time now of 2012, of the, you know, of the alignment with the galactic center of this. It's a rebalancing of the masculine and the feminine. And part of this re-emerging, powerful feminine energy that's coming up as the patriarchy begins to collapse, fall, leave, end, as this Pluto moves through Capricorn, we have this emerging feminine power. But the challenge and the tendency, I'd say the challenge for the feminine at this time is not to engage, compete, intimidate the masculine through kind of becoming it on its own terms, just feeling so powerful, but to use that power and stay within the feminine, within the internal, receptive, dark, moist, watery realms, and gain that sense of power through staying within that beauty, not attempting or trying to like devour, seduce, intimidate, control, doing this like reversal kind of energy going on now. Because the masculine at this time can feel the power of the mother, the power of the feminine, you know, coming, rising, and can, you know, just really not appreciate, yeah, this kind of like aggressive, assertive energy coming, and it creates more turmoil, I would say, than balance. And this isn't just men and women that I'm talking about. Again, I'm talking about the masculine and the feminine. We are all both of these. And when we look at these then in terms of the feminine is the internal, it's the introverted, the feeling side, the inner realms. This is what we want to nourish, nurture, delve into at this time, and give more value to our internal feeling experience, as much value as the masculine external control over Mother Nature, over the financial markets, over other people, over the external world. So the masculine, you know, is this warrior energy that, you know, radiates out. And this time of balance can just be like balancing our external ego experience with our internal feeling spirit experience, if that makes any sense. Well, it brings me, you know, to my, what do you call that, the mantra. The mantra for this week, yeah? Ah, yes. And it is about control. It's not necessary to control, or I could say it's no longer necessary to control. The outcome, oh no, it's not necessary to control for the outcome of my life is not only the result of my doing, but of my feelings deep down inside. The forces of spirit, the forces of destiny that shape the outcome of our lives are not ego forces. It's not this masculine doing. We have to balance doing with being. Because we know we can do, work our asses off, kill ourselves, just bust our butts. But if we feel guilty, if we feel ashamed of ourselves, if we feel unworthy deep down inside, there is this inner saboteur that will come along and sabotage all of our efforts. So it becomes necessary, it becomes important to really reflect and go in to these inner feelings, childhood experiences. Some people go into past lives and they do this rebirth, and there's all kinds of ways of getting in touch with and getting in contact with those deeper feelings of guilt, of shame, of unworthiness. And as we heal the inner world, let's just, if we talk about rebalancing, let's do 50-50. Do half the time, meditate, go inward, do yoga, music, jogging, whatever, connecting with Mother Nature half the time. Yeah? So it's this balance between doing and being, not getting lost in the doing. And of course, you can also get lost in just being, and not do anything. I feel good about myself. I'm not ashamed of anything. I don't feel guilty. I feel wonderful. I'm just kind of sitting on this rock and wondering why I'm broke. I mean, So this Mars conjunct Pluto in Capricorn is really super powerful, and the Sun Venus in Scorpio trine Neptune Chiron is also very powerful. So it's like it's really a great time to watch ourselves, observe yourself, just see, in your daily, weekly routines and realities, just how much you're doing and how much you're being. And with that awareness, then, this is a time of tremendous, accomplishment, of really making things happen.